Good morning, folks. You're tuned into Car Connection, where the coffee's hot, the tools are ready, and the talk is always tuned up. I'm your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you straight from the Car Connection workshop, where we mix a little humor, a little know-how, and a whole lot of horsepower. Here, it's not just about fixing cars, it's about keeping you rolling, saving you money, giving you the confidence to understand what's under that hood. From the classics to the commuters, the weird noises to the what the heck moments, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee, sit back, join the crew, because this is Car Connection, your Monday through Saturday morning pit stop for stories, smarts, a few good laughs. And I'm Niall Motormouth Jenkins, and we are shifting into drive right here in the Car Connection workshop. You can find us on all podcast platforms out there, Apple, Amazon, and the like. Did I forget some? Probably about 100. So if you're looking for us, and maybe this is the first morning you're joining us, you've heard about us from somebody else, we're in our 32nd year with Car Connection, and now with more ways for you to watch, listen, and engage. You know, here's something that we have to remember. Cars don't break down when it's convenient. They break when it hurts. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a few moments. So hang in there. Get your favorite morning beverage ready. We'll have the daily weather coming up in just a few moments. But welcome aboard. Get your 16-pack of Crayola crayons, a folded-up leaf bag. We got a fresh pile. I see that. A fresh pile of brand new Car Connection laptops. Yeah, they're ironed and ready to go. So if you have a co-pilot this morning, pass the crayons, pass the leaf bag, take some notes, fella. Thank you. Thank you. Make sure you always say please, always say thank you, and smile. It's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Smile even when it hurts. Yesterday, we had a very, very busy day in the shop shooting videos. You're going to have to keep an eyeball out for that. We put some really good material out there for you yesterday, and we're loading them all up. So you get 2 for Tuesday. That's right. Two will be are loaded in the hopper and ready to go for tonight, early to evening. Every 4:30, that's when we drop our videos on Tuesday and Friday. Another one coming up Friday. So 3 every week. They're all about basics. Not bacon. Oh yeah, I could go for that right now. Bacon and 3 eggs. Maybe a hash brown. That'll be good. Can you get that through the drive-thru with a breakfast coffee? Probably somewhere, I would imagine. So if you're just scooting through the drive-thru, double check your order. It is only Tuesday. People are still coming out of the weekend. And lock that down. We'll have a swiggy in just a few moments. So hang in there. I'll round this thing up and get us back to the beginners. So we have lots to talk about on YouTube. If you have not signed up for our YouTube channel, we are way over 300 items on our YouTube channel. We have a brand new series coming up. We're working towards it now as we're getting through our Car Connection fleet maintenance system on our own vehicles at the moment. What came in the shop late last night? Oh, the 2008 Rogue is in the staging lane in the workshop. That's getting a transmission service, a upper door hinge on the driver's side. The door is hanging a little bit, and you don't want to let that go. We'll talk about that another time. And I am shooting a video on that today myself without Skippy. She has a job as well as being here each and every Monday morning at 7 a.m. We go through the lineup of videos, and then we hit the shop floor and we get them done one after another. So we actually shot more videos than we thought we needed yesterday, but the subjects were willing. Yeah, I finished one car yesterday. There still is a service light on it. We have a heated gas organizer, a HEGO. So it is an oxygen sensor, but it's what we call them, a HEGO, heated exhaust gas organizer. So I just got to do a little update. It's been a while since I manually tested one. I don't have a a lab scope or an engine analyzer yet. We will get one when funds are readily available. I've got my eyes on what it is that I would like to have in the shop, especially Bluetooth would be great, so that I can see the output and input signals of all the sensors. So I don't have that, but I do have a scan tool that gives me, at least points me in the direction. So now I just need to go through my manual and just check, make sure that I know how to test a heated exhaust gas organizer correctly to be able to say, yes, it's good, or no, it's not. But there's two, but one is a HEGO, one is not. So there's a upstream and a downstream in the exhaust system. Now, when you get to the FJ Cruiser, I think it has 24. No, not quite. It has quite a few oxygen sensors. And there's upstream and downstream on both sides of the engine. So there's 4. Yeah, just for fun. There's 4 just for fun. So what are we going to get into this morning? We're going to take a step back now. It's spring. And as we go through our car connection, fleet service, maintenance, I've got to take photos of the kit today, get that over to our webmaster so that we can get that page up for you, because how long would you keep your car if you actually followed a proper maintenance plan? So we're helping you with that by redoing and revamping my car connection, what we used to call the car connection maintenance schedule. We converted that into the car connection fleet maintenance system, and it is a system, and the system is the secret. If you follow the system I've been using since the early 80s, many things are going to change for you with regards to always replacing your automobile. You'll see then what I know, and it will be like having me personally with you. So I've been licensed for over 44 years. I still continue to keep my licenses up, and I'm hands-on tech, period. I'm a hands-on tech. I don't have all the answers, but that's what shop manuals and doing your own research is all about as a service tech, is don't guess, get the answers. Do some research. Just as I mentioned, I just need to step back and review the proper way to test a heated exhaust gas organizer. And there is actually a way, and I don't remember that, but I know where my manual is, in a course that I took, where you can actually use your body to ground out the oxygen sensor and verify if it's working or not. And that's what I want to test and see if it works on the heated exhaust gas organizer, the HEGO. So that's what I'm looking at. And if that works, then I will show you that on a video, how quickly you can use your body to ground out the circuit and see if it's working. Yeah, and you won't get fried. It doesn't happen. That was one of the big takeaways back in the 90s, 3 days with Linder Tech in Toronto at the International Center. Wow, did we ever suck on a fire hose for like 3 days? I think I burned out 2 or 3 pens, but that's what it's all about, is getting in the room. We were in the room and working with service technicians that were top drawer. They were diagnosticians, and they showed us how to diagnose a vehicle electrical issue in less than 1 hour. That's how I know it can be done in an hour. You can get down to the nuts and bolts of what's going on. So this morning we're going to talk about focus on the basics. We don't need to let our automobiles overwhelm us. That's where we make the mistake. And that's where if you didn't listen to yesterday's podcast, you need to grab that one, because it is a program of reality. What can happen? Doesn't happen often, but it can certainly happen. And when it happens, poo-poo hits the fan. You know, out of 4 vehicles that are on the road, we were down 3 and 1 to share. And it was getting pretty testy around here. Let me tell you. Oh, I'm taking it. No, I got to have it. No, I need it. I got to go for a few hours, then I'll be back. Well, it gets tough. So you got to have a spare. Well, we have a spare, but I took the whole nose off the car, and you'll have to watch that video to see what I'm up to there. I'm working on something. It's a trial and error thing, and I'm hoping that if I do everything right and do all the prep work right and it works out, then I will have saved a bumper cover and about $600 or $800 worth of paint supplies and labor is what it would cost to have someone else do it. So I'm seeing if I can do it, and I got a little bit of knowledge from those who know how, that have body paint and body experience. So I got some technical tidbits, just like I'm giving you, and then you go for it. And don't skip a step. You go for it. Well, let's have a morning swiggy together, brought to us by our certified financial planning professionals, Tony Miele and Larry Tetro. Connect with them. You've got issues with an investment. If you have, folks, I'll tell you straight up, you have investments at the bank, you are losing so much money I cannot even begin to tell you. You got to get them out of there. You're not working with a CFP, certified financial planning professional. They're selling you product. GICs, they don't make any money at the bank. You're making pittance, like a Ziploc bag of change. So you need to sit with Tony and or Larry and let them take a look at what investments you have, where they are, and listen to them. I've sent friends to Tony and to Larry, and they moved their investments from the bank, and they are so happy. They're making more money on their money than they ever could have really imagined. So yes, I made it to the Christmas gift giving list and get a Christmas card every year. Thanks, man. So sit down, discuss your debt load, estate planning. If you have kids at home over 18, you need to make sure you're their health proxy. All these little things can be covered in what we call the discovery meeting, the hour and a coffee. So you get to tap into the knowledge that both Tony and Larry have, 50 years experience. They'll give you 1 hour of their time. So I would suggest don't waste it. Don't set up a meeting and do a no-show. You're not doing these fellas a favor. They don't need any more clients. They've been around quite a while, but they want to help. Through Car Connection, they want to help you get back on your feet. So investment portfolios, debt retirement, estate planning, arranging mortgages through IG Wealth Management. I'm never going back to the bank. I've had a mortgage with IG, and the team, the ladies out west in Winnipeg in the mortgage department are amazing to deal with, and the rates are fabulous. They are fabulous. Life insurance, critical illness insurance, and a whole lot more services are waiting for you. So say a big thank you to Tony Miele and Larry Tetro for making our morning swiggy available and giving you an hour of their time. In person, by Zoom, conference call. They'll come to your home, meet in a coffee shop, wherever you're most comfortable. And here's the kicker. Leave your wallet at home. Leave your purse at home, ladies. There's going to be no fee for you. They're not selling you anything. They need to see where you're at and where you want to be. So get that done and let them know that Car Connection sent you. That is your special privilege, to get an hour and a coffee with either Tony Miele or Larry Tetro. So a big thank you to them. They're willing to sit and help you get out of your stew, whatever it is. So instead of doing an opinion poll, even on your automobile, I can't tell you how many, Skippy and I were laughing about it yesterday in the video. I said, you imagine, Skippy, how many gas caps and oxygen sensors have been changed and it didn't change a darn thing? Wouldn't it be nice to have a nickel from every one of those boo-boos? Yeah, that's called getting the parts cannon out. When the neighbor says, oh, yeah, I had that same code. My service light was on. I just changed the fuel cap. But what he's not telling you was the service light came back on. Yeah. You want to get the information from those who have the fruit on the tree. So on 3, 2, 1, whatever your favorite morning beverage is, I'm starting with my morning herbals to get me going. 3, 2, 1. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Take off. 3, 2, 1, take off. You bet. That is exceptionally good this morning. How about yours? I hope it's as good as my own. But I do look forward to having coffee. Absolutely. But that one gets me going. Protects me from the cortisol thing. So you don't turn into the amazing blimp. And it works. It absolutely works. That was a tech tip from on YouTube. Dr. Mandel gives away some amazing tips, and I have health tips, and that was one I grabbed from him. I had no idea. If you drink coffee an hour before the first hour you have awakened, it does something to the cortisol thing that makes you blimp out around your waist. And I'm like, hello. I mean, I don't have like, a tank on me or anything, but, a little, some love handles that can go. It's extra weight you're carrying. So his advice was no coffee for 1 hour after you wake up. Do some herbals, and I grabbed a recipe from him. I've been doing it ever since. I'll tell you what, feel like $1 million all crumpled up all the time. All right, let's get into the morning weather, see what we got going on today. I hope no more wet stuff. I don't know about you, but I'd really like to see the blue sky and the sun a whole lot more. Thank you to Earl Louise Grant for bringing the daily news report to us, serving the Greater Toronto Area with low mileage, top quality vehicles at fair prices. No junk there, folks. You're going to get a primo product, let me tell you, because Earl, he is fussier than I am when it comes to bringing vehicles onto the lot. They've got 25 years experience and the resources, so whatever vehicle you're looking for, if there's a good one out there and they don't have it, Earl will find it. He'll find it for you. So let them save you thousands of steps, and also you can get in-house leasing and financing. But I'll tell you what, Mama Louise is not going to let you go out the door car broke. She's going to have a little chitty chat with you and, kind of straighten you out a bit and give you some suggestions. They don't want to see you go out the door and you can just barely make the payment, but you can't even maintain it. That's not going to help you. So low mileage, quality vehicles at fair prices. Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. That's City Auto Sales and Leasing. Buy with confidence, be treated with nothing less than honesty and integrity. Well, here's the morning forecast. It's 52 degrees right now and hazy, and yes, it is. I verified that. Wind is making it feel cooler, about 49. Cloudy conditions from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. with rain expected again at 8 a.m. So today's temperatures range will be 49 to 65 and presently feels like 47 to 56 this morning. The precipitation totals for today, 0.7 of an inch. So there you go. Not a little more than a half an inch. Thickness of your thumb. Or maybe not. Maybe you have a skinny thumb. I don't know. It's an IDK. Well, let's jump into our topic. Our topics this morning. Thought we'd take a step back, especially after yesterday's podcast, as I brought you into some reality that you can have 4 vehicles and end up with a catastrophe. And it all happened and it all hinged on one vehicle that I thought I'd get a jump on first, and I probably shouldn't have. So I made that vehicle car down because I'm doing some body work on it. I want to paint out the front bumper. It's red. The car's red, and the sun just bakes that plastic like you wouldn't believe. And I was just tired of looking at that. It makes the car look shoddy, and I don't want that to happen. So, as I always talk about, don't let the little things go. It's the little things that are huge things, and putting in a little more effort will net you out some really good results. I know many are stretched for time. I am too, and I'm not whining and complaining, and I don't need anybody feeling sorry for me. I put about 80 hours a week in to get everything and keep everything rolling and moving forward, because as we move forward, it means more doors open for opportunities to help more and more and more people just like you and me. And the podcast yesterday was just a follow-up to let you know crap happens. Poo-poo happens. Poo-poo hits the fan even here. And I do my best to function and operate not in the now, in the future. That's how Motormouth rolls. I look into the future and try and head stuff off before it happens. So putting together a game plan ahead of time to prevent stuff. And sometimes you get caught out, and that happened. I made a mistake on taking a vehicle that was plenty roadworthy, but I wanted to get hopping on the aesthetics of it and tidy up a couple things that were really kind of annoying me. And I thought, let's take that on. Let's see if we can do it. And then we'll show you. And then show you and explain how you can do it as well. How about them apples? So today, the focus is on the basics. You know, cars can really tick you off, can't they? Like you just want to hoof it right in the tailpipe. Yeah, like not once, but, you know, while nobody's looking, maybe 2 or 3, maybe a 4th one. Just so, you know, it's like, I call it tailpipe therapy. And I even talk to the car and I go, you're going to get a smack bottom. And I don't care who knows. Exactly. And then head back there and give it 1 or 2 till you feel better. It does help. I find it, you know, it does help. It relieves stress. But it's about being in the know. There's, as I always mention, and I will always mention it, just so you know, there's those out there that haven't heard this before. There's 2 ways to own a car: living in the unknown or living in the know. One creates stress, the other gives you freedom, peace of mind. So just learning the basics, the basic fundamentals, are going to help you a great deal. Having that aha moment after watching one of our training videos and going, oh, I didn't know that. You're going to have a lot of those moments through our YouTube videos. And you're going to laugh. So, you know, you want to make sure that you don't have a hot beverage in your hand. We make it all fun, but all I'm showing you are the basic fundamentals of an automobile, owning it and operating it and have to fix the stupid thing. It is a piece of machinery, folks. And I often say, imagine if we all drove bulldozers. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Yeah, road rage would go to a whole new freaking level, wouldn't it? Yeah, maybe that was a bad example. Airplanes or helicopters. Imagine that. Would you be okay just hopping into it every day and just firing that airplane up and taking off the runway without checking a single thing? Would you be okay with that? Hopping into that helicopter and leaving the helipad, not checking anything, just firing the baby up, not even looking at the gauges to make sure, you know, you got oil pressure and all the gauges are reading where they should be reading and they're within spec, not out of spec. All you do is fire it up and you just take off. Would you be okay with that? I'm going to say, I'm going out on a limb here, probably not. There would be a lot more crashes, don't you think? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, the landing gear light is not on, but I told it to go on. Do we have landing gear? Oh, just go down in the hole, stick your head out and have a look and see. It's not that simple, folks. So would that be of concern? You've asked and requested landing gear down. You're coming in for a landing, and the light's not going on and turning green, letting you know the gear is down. Now what? Well, we'll just take a chance. What the heck? No different than you've got a tire pressure monitoring system. There's a basic. You know, for years, I heard a lot of people crying and whining and complaining about this. Ready for it? If only our automobiles could talk to us. Oh, are you kidding me? And it's here. Even wireless. You can check your vehicle wireless on your phone and run a test. And it'll report back to you if it sucks. Yeah, it'll tell you you're good or not so good, something's going on. And so now we have automobiles that chat to us and give us warning signs like, hey, buddy, you got a tire cutting down. Oh, well, that's inconvenient right now. It's probably not reading correctly. Is any of this heading home? Because even my own pops did that. Yeah, I was on my way he was taking me to dental surgery on the Hamilton Mountain. I said, your TPMS light is flashing on the right rear. Oh, it'll be all right. I go, well, Pops, how do you know? Like, there could be a bolt or something sticking out of that tire and it's cutting down. Oh, no, we'll be all right. I'll have a look at it when we get to the other end. There you go. There you go, folks. The warning light's on. You could prevent a tire blowout and you lose control of the vehicle, and then your day is a total disaster at that point, especially if you clip another car. So what's the purpose then of the tire pressure monitoring system if you're just going to ignore the fact that it's telling you and flashing that you got a tire problem and it's telling you which one? Could you not get out of the vehicle and go and look? Now I'll tell you a story about that. I come down from the studio. Yeah, this has everything to do with focus on the basics. You got a warning light on, don't ignore it. Don't go asking your neighbor because he doesn't know anything. He knows a lot about nothing. And he's either going to throw some parts on the car and the light's still going to be on, and then you got to go and have somebody that knows what the stink they're doing go and take care of it. So opinion polls and service lights do not mix. There's a fundamental. Don't ask the guy at work. Don't ask the neighbor. He's just going to he's going to try and be helpful, so God bless him for that. But you're going to throw parts on the car that don't solve anything because nobody's diagnosing it. You're taking an opinion poll. So anyways, I'm at the kitchen window, the other side of the campus, so I got to come down out of the studio, cross the shop floor, through the breezeway. Now I'm on the other segment of the campus. Yeah, there's no basement here. We're on slab. We're on whatever you call it, slate, because we're close to the lake. No basements here, which is good because they flood out because the lake's so close. The water travels under the shale, fills up your basement for you, and that happens over and over again. So anyways, I'm looking out the window. I hear this funny noise, and I can't really put my ear to it. I'm going, I sort of think I know what that is, but I'm not sure. So I headed outside because I'm like Mrs. Kravitz. I keep an eye on the neighborhood. You need to know who's who, and if there's new people, it's good. It's good that you know and understand the workings of your neighborhood. If something doesn't look right and it's out of place, it's probably because it is. So I hear this noise getting louder. So I head outside and I look down both ways down the street, and then I see a Cadillac thing coming. SUV. I don't know what model it was. And the front tire is like flapping outside the wheel well on the passenger side front. So that's what I could hear slapping, was the tires coming apart, and he's driving it. And I think my jaw was, I'm pretty sure my mouth was wide open, for sure. Because I'm going, what are you stinking doing, dude? That'll rip the fender, the inner fender lining, kiss it goodbye. If it grabs onto the wheel speed sensor cable, that is done. And if it grabs hold of the caliper flex hose, there goes the braking system's going to be wide open. Now you don't have you don't have a brake pedal, and it's probably going to wreck the fender for sure, because they're made out of Reynolds aluminum these days. So thin, they only have one side. So I stood there watching this in awe, and I should have gone and grabbed my phone and taken a short video to show you how stupid that was. So Buddy, obviously, he's trying to get somewhere. So I guarantee you, here's where I'm going, basic fundamentals. I guarantee you his TPMS, tire pressure monitoring system, flagged him that the tire was going down. Okay? For sure. It's a Cadillac. It's definitely going to have TPMS. He definitely got more than enough warning to say, warning, warning, you have a tire cutting down. No. We don't pay attention to that. We decide to drive it. Buddy goes past me, and the fender's all ripped open. The inner fender liner is broken, and it's flapping. And the tire is basically sorta, kinda still on the rim, but now he's chewing up a very expensive polished Cadillac aluminum alloy rim that's probably used about $1,000. Was that smart, do you think? And he goes past me, and I give him a wave, and he's just like, two hands on the wheel, looking straight forward. He didn't even see me. And this thing is just, the tire is coming completely off the wheel. So half the tire is off the rim already, and it's shredded. So it tells me he's been driving quite a ways on a flat tire, that he was warned that he had a flat tire coming by the TPMS system. Folks, that's why those things are there, is so that you can understand the basic fundamentals. I would imagine he went past me, went to the stop sign, turned left towards the lake, and I heard the slapping continue, and then it stopped. So my thought, he must live around the corner from me here somewhere. I don't get down that way very often for any reason. And I'm thinking, how far did he travel? Probably quite a ways before that tire started to slice open and come off the rim. And he had to make it home. Would it have been a better idea to, even if you had to pay $250 to get the car back to your driveway or get it to a shop? Now he's got to get it to a shop anyway. You see what I'm saying? That is a basic fundamental in knowledge of your tire pressure monitoring system, warning you got a limb going down on the car. You don't ignore it and say, well, I'll take a look at it when I get home. No, you pull off, you take a look at it now. That's a basic fundamental. Take a look at it now. So for all of you who have vehicles that do not have tire pressure monitoring systems, do you do a walk around on your vehicle every day? Like before you get in? Do you just walk around it? Put the lights on? Put the 4-ways on. That'll tell you that the rear end of the car, all the lights back there are working, including the brake lights. Do you do a 30-second walk around? Look at the tires, make sure they're all up? Probably not. Because here's what a technician said online. Hardly anyone pre-trips or at least regularly checks their own vehicle. Huh! So you guys and gals are getting out there on the highway every single day and you check nothing. You don't check the automobile over whatsoever. So the main concern in my mind is I'm happy you don't fly airplanes and that you don't own one, because you do not leave the runway till you go through your pre-flight checklist. Hearing me? You have a checklist, a pre-flight checklist to make sure that the vehicle qualifies to leave the runway, the Earth's crust. So if you flew an airplane to work every day, would you do a circle check? Would you take the time to go through the entire pre-flight checklist? I don't know. But I can tell you from what I've seen and what we video recorded, nope. None of you are doing pre-flight checklist. But you get on that highway doing a $140, you know who you are. Yeah, the 100, that's just for the slow people. Oh, I forgot. That's just a suggestion. Ding, ding, ding. So you get out there on the highway. You don't even do a circle check. You haven't even checked to make sure that you have all the motor oil in the engine. I did an oil change yesterday. What I took out was not even close to what I put back in. It was about half. Half. That will blow the motor up. That will definitely blow the motor up, because you've been running the engine on the above the suggested speed limit Monday through Friday or 6 days a week, and you've not A, ever done a circle check, B, check to make sure all the lights work, C, check to make sure you have fluids where they should be and that the reservoirs are full, brake, power steering, even something as wimpy as windshield wash. Yeah. Motor oil. Ooh, there's a good one. Transmission oil, automatic. Make sure you got enough so you don't bake the transmission, because then it's going to the you-pull-it yard, because you're not going to fix it when you see how much that is after you smoke a transmission because the fluid level is low. Yeah. These are the fundamentals. I'm tearing it open for you so you get a big picture. This is how stuff goes awry, and then you go, how much it's going to cost to fix that? Oh, I'm just going to go get another one. And then you're going to do the home to work, make the car payment. But nothing changes. You still won't do a circle check. You still won't check your fluids. Oh, well, that's complicated. No, it's not. You're complicating it. Ladies, I'm talking to you here. You need to learn how to do it. Should something happen and your fella's no longer around, I see it here in my neighborhood. I look after 3 ladies. Their fellas are gone and they miss them, but they're taking it on themselves. And I've had to say, you're going to have to do this stuff. You can run it down here for me to do it. I'd be happy to do it. But, if something happens to me, where are you going next? I said, you got to learn this stuff. So I've taught them that, and they're all subscribed, and they're watching the videos, and they love that they're in the neighborhood and their own vehicles are in some of the movies, and they're doing it. They're checking their fluids. It's exciting. Take it on. It's not that difficult. It's a very expensive piece of equipment that you're driving, that you're working your butt off to pay for it. You got to take care of it, folks. It's your decision. As for me and my house, that's what I do. I am not getting into the car payment game. I'm a car game player, and I am very good at it and know how to save money and still own and operate an older automobile. Okay, next thing up for bids. We covered TPs, tire pressures, fluids. We just talked about that. Do not, the video's out already on our YouTube channel. Do not overextend oil changes, and do not check the oil. And the video I shot was a prime example. I'm driving it into the shop. It's scrolling on the dash. Oil change overdue. Engine oil low. And I read that just once, and I'm going, egads, man. So I actually shut the engine off, and I coasted into the shop. Why? I don't want to damage that motor. It could be me, the goon that's touching it last, and then guess what the conversation is? Well, you were driving it last, You should have checked those things. It's not that they drove it from like 12 kilometers away to the Car Connection workshop, and the oil just fell out while it was parked here waiting to come in. You think that happened? I don't think so. You think maybe one of my neighbors sucked it out with a turkey baster? Probably not. They drove it here and had half the oil that it requires. Actually, less than half. You want to blow it up? That'll do it. You want to work more hours to replace the vehicle, and now you're going to do the same thing to the next. Exactly. I've seen the same thing happen for 44 years. People don't pay attention to the car communicating with you. They just don't. And that is a prime example. In the vehicle I had in yesterday, nobody's checking the oil. It was half empty or half full. Depends on how you look at it. But just the same, the amount of oil that came out wasn't the amount of oil that went back in. It takes 4 liters. It took 4 liters exactly of 5W20, and I'm going to say just a tad over 2 out, including what was in the oil filter. Folks, here's what you got to know. The engine is not designed for you to say, well, it's low, it should be enough. The engineers design it to run on less, but they're telling you it's 4 liters, but they don't really mean that. They mean, as long as there's some in there, you're okay. Wrong. That's not true. It's a lie from the pit of hell, and it smells like smoke. So it brings me back to hardly anyone pre-trip. So when you're heading out to work and you're tootling down the road at 135, 140, maybe 142, and you only have half the motor oil, that engine is wearing out like you won't believe. It's probably not going to last much longer. It needs the vehicle requires all the fluids to be to their capacity all the time. That's money in the bank. And extending those services is not a good idea either. Well, I only do short trips. Yeah, you should be changing your fluids and getting more service more often. Short trip vehicles are the worst maintained vehicles on the market. The worst. Because you all push out all your services because your mindset is, well, I don't drive it much. Your vehicle falls into a category we call severe service. Severe service. It's not working. The vehicle doesn't work. It's parked. Just like the vehicles we put away that we use for fundraising events, car events, they'll be coming out 1st of June, and every single one has to be gone over from nuts to bolts, top and bottom, fluids included. Because poo-poo happens when they're parked. The less they work, the worse they are. And that's a fact. I would rather buy a vehicle off of someone that's got 269,000 kilometers than someone who has 6,900 kilometers and it's the same age. Between 5 and 10 years old. Severe service. So I'm telling you the truth. If your vehicle is short-tripped, you need more oil changes, not less. Fluids decay because of contamination, condensation, moisture, in other words. Next, filters. You need to learn where your cabin filter is, how often it should be replaced so you don't burn out the blower motor. We're heading into a season where you're going to want air conditioning. And here's what I'm going to tell all of you. All of you, listen up now. Take index finger from right hand, place in right ear. Tell me when you're ready. Good. Change it. Because you probably haven't changed it. And it's restricted. It's full of human hair, pet hair. Every dust bunny that's in your vehicle is trapped in that filter, as well as outside product. Leaves, nettles, little seedlings, a hamster, a gerbil. Possibly you're missing a squirrel in your neighborhood. He's in your blower motor. Change the filter. If your vehicle is equipped with one and Buddy doesn't want to change it at the shop because some of them are a bit of a bear to get to, it needs to come out. And you'll see why. And if you go in our YouTube channel, you'll see examples of cabin air filters. In fact, the Nissan Rogue that's in the service bay right now, I pulled that filter out. There was a half-eaten chocolate something in there. Yeah, some kind of candy got in there and the wrapper, but the filter was almost plugged solid. That's how you burn out your blower motor. And on some vehicles, changing that blower motor, you might as well stand on your head or take the body off the car, because I think that goes in first and then they build the car around it. That's just my engineering idea. So there's some basics for you. Focus on the basics. And all these things that I talk about are there for you where you can watch on our YouTube channel. You can watch and see. So come and see what you're missing and learning the basic fundamentals, fellas and ladies, so that you know what's going on with your car. And you know what? That's going to save you not hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars in needless repairs. I'm not kidding. I've seen it for 4+ decades. I'm here to help you. And this is the lane I'm carving out and have been carving it out for over 40 years. Those who do see the benefits. Those who don't see the benefits in your mind's eye won't do it. And those are the people I hope that we can make believers in taking care of that piece of equipment you own called an automobile. It is a piece of equipment, and you don't need to be replacing them forever. You don't. Our oldest one in our fleet maintenance system is the 99. Yeah, that is the oldest one. I just had to think for a minute. Yeah, that is the oldest one that gets used all the time. This is the first time I took it off the road for the winter. I kind of want to save it from the salt. It's worthy of saving it from the salt. So let the other vehicles get assaulted, but they're protected by rust proofing that kills the acids of the road salt. So we're at that temperature right now. Right now is when you ought to be getting your vehicle in and getting rust proofed. But I would suggest to do this first. Think about the service tech first. Get any work that needs to be done on suspension, steering, anything underbody on your vehicle, brakes, emergency brakes. We're going to be talking about emergency brakes again because that seems to be a pattern failing component. And I have a van that's here that we have a noise in the back, right rear, and we're going to videotape that this week. Probably Thursday. We're going to take it for a road test. I'm going to be laying in the back. We're going to record the sound for you. Then we're going to bring it into the shop, back it in, lift the back of it, pull the wheel off, and have a looky-see what's going on. I have an idea in my mind's eye what's going on, but the owner's going to be here as well while we do that, so they're going to be able to see what I see when I see it, and then you're going to be able to watch that on video. So we have an epidemic in people not understanding or not utilizing their parking brake because it needs to be used every day in order to keep the brakes going properly on the rear of your automobile. I don't care what it is, what flavor of car it is. Doesn't matter. If it's got four-wheel disc, it has parking brake system in the rear braking system, and it all needs to work together in order for the rear brakes to work properly. So I'm going to pull over and park and leave it there. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for another edition of Motormouth's Morning Drive. And I hope you got a takeaway from today because all that comes directly from my heart. You don't need to be working as hard as you're working to make car payments. You just need to put in a little more action. That's all. Put in a little more action will net you money in your bank. It will put money back in your bank. So as we get closer to 60 degrees and we taper off and maintain that, then we'll kick into high gear, the 30-day fuel savings challenge, because I don't know about you, but fuel's $2 today in our neighborhood, $2 a liter. That's $8 a gallon. Yikes. Just wait and see. This isn't going to get any better, folks. And I don't talk politics, not even around the workbench, but I'm telling you, when you don't do your own homework, this is what you end up with. A bag of hammers. Don't forget, our homepage of our website has everything you'd need to follow the builds, the repair work, connect with our program partners, join our online community. Skippy and I were just talking yesterday. She's going to be putting more reels up than she has been on Facebook and Instagram, and also on our profile page on StevensvilleOnTheWeb.ca. We are deemed professionals over there, and we're going to be putting some articles up as well. Some featured articles. Don't forget to like, share, follow, ring the notification bell to be notified when new videos go up on our YouTube channel, which happens every week. There's over 310 connections you can make through our YouTube channel. All our podcasts are there now, and we're heading towards 300 videos on their own. So we just added 135 podcasts there. The entire season 1 is there, and all the way into season 2. And when I sign off and load this this podcast up, it will automatically populate on our YouTube channel as well. So you can find our podcasts on our YouTube channel. All the links and everything are there for you on the homepage of our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. That's the long version. Short version is ccbusnet.com. Grab some Car Connection merch. When you do that, you're standing with Skippy and I and the crew to help those who are suffering and struggling through addiction get to a total freedom addiction campus, Canada and USA, where a new life waits for them there. So grab some merch and know that you're standing with Skippy and I and the crew to help those who are ready to take on their addiction and beat it. Thank you so much for all of you who have already done that, for those of you who are subscribed to our YouTube channel, and for those of you who have joined our online community through Facebook, Instagram, Stevensville on the web.ca. And we'll see you tomorrow morning. So thank you to Crystal Ridge Dream Center. Today's a big day for them. They will be serving hot meals out the door, between 260 and 300 mouths to feed today. So pray for them. And if there's anything you feel you could do, donate some grocery cards, send a one-time gift, or become a weekly, monthly, annual partner. They would appreciate anything you could do to help. Become a volunteer. Find out how you can do that. They're serving men, women, children meals, love, hope, and changing lives one at a time in the Niagara region during a time where community support is crucial. And at Crystal Ridge Dream Center, they shine as a beacon of compassion and transformation. So search your heart, see what your heart would tell you to do, and take a look at the Dream Center, Crystal Ridge Dream Center, on our website. Get involved. They don't get any outside funding. It's small business owners and people just like you and me. Make it a great day. Stay out of the puddles. Have an extra coffee today. Get that octane boost in you. We'll see you bright and early at 8 a.m. for another round of Motormouth's Morning Drive. Happy, healthy motoring, friends. Peace, patience, kindness, always. Bye for now.